everyone, and welcome to Are We Doing This? I'm Lauren Parajon.
And I'm Lauren Butler.
We're two millennial moms on the brink of 40, looking for new ways to shake things up.
We're here to challenge ourselves, each other, and you to get out of our comfort zones and try something new.
So if you've caught yourself wondering, what's next? You're in the right spot.
So are we doing this?
Looks like it. Let's get into it. All right. Welcome back, everyone. It is, if you can believe it, it's March already. Like,
Oh my gosh.
can we talk about how January was actually 9 months long and February is like a week and a half? I don't understand how this happens.
That's exactly what it felt like. Yeah. Episode 5. Can you believe
Wow.
it?
We've survived. We've made it into, this is, like I said, March, insane. But you catch us up on your weekend. You have a sick kid home, sadly.
Yes. Yeah. So starting Friday afternoon, my kiddo got off the bus and she was like, I'm okay, but my throat just really hurts. And I was like, oh no,
It's
there
happening.
goes our weekend. It's
You
happening.
just get out all the
And-
hand sanitizer and everything.
Yes. So I went to my stash of Clorox wipes, hand sanitizers, lots of extra towels,
Yeah.
laundry.
Isn't that funny? That's all things we didn't used to have before COVID.
No.
Like, we
Yeah,
had
exactly.
one or two. Yeah.
We even pulled out some masks to wear around. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really fun. So yeah, she's been feeling pretty miserable, which is a bummer. And it was also bad timing because it was a beautiful weekend here.
Oh, no.
And, we just got a lot of stuff done around the house. But how about
Yeah.
you? What's your last week been like?
It's weird. I feel like since I'm in this weird phase of not really having a ton of work to do, I have this weird, I feel like all day I do nothing but everything. It's almost like I start the
Yes.
day and I have this huge to-do list and then I'll get through like 3 things and then I'm like, where did all that time go? I don't understand. So I don't know. I feel like each day I'm like, what did I even do that day? So pretty much the only thing that stands out from the past week. Well, we did also have really beautiful weather here. All the snow melted and it was gorgeous. And then our old advisor from OU, from the student media department, Lori, was in town. So the
Yeah.
company she works for right now is called Reach Out and Read. Giving them a shout out 'cause I think it's pretty cool. It's an organization, a nonprofit organization that tries to get more books in the hands of kids ages 0 through 5, like through their pediatrician well visits. So it's all part of like you go to your well visit and they
Cool.
make sure to include a section of like, here's a book for it's an appropriate age book. And also talking about just how important it is to, when you're reading with your kid, you're usually cuddling or you're close. So it's not just like what they're learning when they're reading, but also just like that connection and that bond. So I thought that was really cool. And she was in town. So she said, hey, via social media, I've realized you have so many friends with kids. So could we like schedule a photo shoot at your house? And I said, absolutely. So
Ooh.
they just wanted a photo shoot and video of kids and parents reading. So it was so fun to catch up with her. I took her out Saturday night for dinner. And then all day Sunday, we just had all these kids and families in and out of the house doing
Oh my
photo
gosh.
and video. And yeah, it was super fun. So it was just fun to like catch up because, like Lori used to be like who we saw every single day at
Yes.
school because we worked there in the student media department. So like she knew us way back when. And it's just so weird now. It's weird that we're like full grown adults now, like to like have different, I don't know, our conversations are different. Like back then, things we would talk to her about were like our college issues, which are now
Yeah.
looking back really not that trivial. But so it's just fun to talk out as like real adults and to catch up. So that was really
Yeah.
fun.
Do you still
Yeah.
feel like you can't curse in front of her?
No, but I do still feel like she's more mature than us. And like I do still see her in that advisor role, even though now
Yeah.
it's more of a, peer role. But
More
it
of a
was
peer
fun.
thing.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
super
good that
fun.
you got to see her. What a blast
I
from the
know.
past.
It was fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So should we talk about our challenge updates? Should we get
Yes.
into that? I know currently your challenge is waking up early to write. My
Yes.
challenge is a couple of different side hustles, but why don't you start us off and tell us how the writing's going?
Yeah, so the writing's going pretty good. Like we talked about last week, decided that I'm going to do my darndest to be a morning person and I'm going to try. So I set my alarm for 5 o'clock, knowing I would snooze a little bit. My goal was to
Right.
get out of bed at 5:15 and hopefully be working by 5:30 because my kids, we usually have to start the morning routine at 6:30, I would say. So first night I tried, literally the first night, both my kids were in my bed at by 3. It was so weird.
Oh,
They don't
whoa.
normally both
Yeah.
come in. My toddler, who's 3, has been going through a stage where he crawls in my bed. But the first day I tried to do this, of course, they're both in my bed. And I'm like, well, I'm just
How
laying
do they
there. I'm like,
know?
I don't know. It's like they have special spidey
Yeah.
sense for this kind of thing. And my husband also gets up early. And so they're in our bed. He sneaks out just gets
He's
up,
like,
goes
have
to
fun
his
with
bed.
that.
Have fun. I can't do that. I can't just
Right.
leave the bed. And
Yeah.
they're kind of asleep, but they're mostly not. They're asleep until I move my body out of the bed. And then
Right.
they're like, Mom, where are you going? What are
Right.
you doing? So that was a fail. I was like, well, now that they're here, I can't leave. I can't move. So then we started doing the like green light thing with my son because we realized we did that with my daughter. It's like a wake up light. So we put it in his room and we schedule it so it turns green at a certain time. And we tell him, like, you can't come out of your room until the light is green.
Right.
And it kind of didn't work, kind of worked, kind of didn't. The other day he woke up early and he came downstairs and I was working and I was like, buddy, did your light turn green? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I
Are
looked
we
at the clock
colorblind?
and I was like, are you sure? And he was like, oh yeah. And I was like, is it green? And he goes, yeah. And he looked me dead in the eye and
Just
he goes, check.
he gaslit you. You're getting gaslit by a 3-year-old.
He is cold-blooded and he's
Oh my
just like
God.
lying. Like he was
Yeah.
like, check, Mom. Well, you can go check. And so
What?
I was like, well, fine, I will. So I went up there and it was not obvious. I don't even know why I went upstairs, but I
Right.
guess amused him. And then I was like, buddy, it's not green, it's red. And he just gave me this like smirk. That
Oh my
kid is a
God.
real pill. Anyway, love him to death. Good thing he's so cute. We've been working on the green light. It is slightly getting better. I know I posted a picture, but yeah, they've just been kind of cuddling with me a little sometimes in the morning, and we'll see. I
Yeah,
mean,
if you're not following us on social media, Lauren posted a picture that was like 5:30 in the morning, and she's like, "This is how my challenge is going, getting up early." And both kids are up on the couch with her while she's
just
trying to
next to me.
get work
Yeah.
done.
I mean, I do
Um,
use screens and I let them watch stuff and so that they're at least like I can work and put
yeah,
headphones on. So that's fine. But yeah, and with a sick kiddo, she's been in our bed.
yeah,
And I mean, that's just par for the course. So this
right.
week, hopefully will be better. I have been getting after the writing. I'm trying to let go of perfectionist tendencies and just like
Hmm.
write, just get some
Yeah,
stuff down because I really can get stuck just like staring at a blinking cursor. I don't know if
I
you have
bet.
that
Oh
problem
yeah,
when you write. It's like it's
yeah.
hard to just do you do a lot of writing? Like
No, I
you have
haven't.
such a
As you
writing
said that,
background and for
I'm
fun, but
like,
like when's the last time you wrote something
I I have
for
not
fun?
written for me. I couldn't tell you. Like I really haven't.
Really?
I couldn't tell you last time I wrote something for me. I know. I mean, I used to write the blog back in the day, and
Yeah.
I every now and then I still like when I wrote that blog, it was like of meeting my husband obviously before we were married, and just the relationship moving up, like catching up to like when we got married, and the last post is the day we got married. And so I thought about at our 10-year, because we've been married 12 years now. I thought about the 10-year, like reviving it and doing some kind of,
Ooh,
catch up and all that. But then I was like,
I love
never
it.
got to it because, life. So it's been 12 years. And I'm like, 12 is a weird time. But so sometimes I want to go back about that. But I think now I'm a little more like protective of our just our relationship. Like it doesn't need to be everyone's business. Back
Yeah.
then it was really fun just because we had such a weird situation going on with long distance and immigration status and all that. And so it was
Yeah.
very exciting. And now it's like day-to-day life. It's just like,
Right.
yep, kids are here. We got up, we went to bed. I don't know. It's just not as exciting anymore. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't just write a short story or just write, a poem or
Yeah.
something. I should do that. I really should because it used to be so fun. And I
Totally.
love doing it. But yeah, I have not done that in a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you've still got some OG blog fans that have come out of the
I'm
woodwork, like who are listening to the podcast. They're like, "Are you
They
still
are,
writing your
yes.
blog?"
Yeah,
So,
isn't that
hey,
funny?
listeners out there, if
I know, it's
you
awesome.
originally read Lauren's blog, which was an award-winning blog, by the way, relationship blog. She's being modest, but it was a big deal.
That was
And
weird.
you would love to hear about Lauren and Cam the after years.
The after. The boring married life days.
It was great.
That's funny. But no,
Let
I
us
do think
know.
I should probably pick up a pen and or type something. I don't know. I think another
Only if
part of
it's
me is
fun.
afraid that I've lost it all. What if I can't
Oh
even
no,
write anymore? It's been so long that like I don't know if it would even
no, you
I
could.
don't know. Let's see. So are you still doing
Well,
classes or no?
I am. I'm still doing the class. I'm working my way through it. I'm on like week. I'm almost done with 4, and there's 6 weeks. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like try to just write more stuff and still doing the peer review thing, which has been fun and interesting. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I've been reviewing some people's stuff, and it's hilarious. It's just such a mixed bag of like
Yeah.
trying to figure out what to say when somebody's just work is doesn't make any sense. And then also reading some really cool stuff that's
That's
like really
cool.
inspiring and good. So yeah, it's really fun. And I'm trying to just stick with it and be
Yeah.
consistent 'cause it's not always my strongest suit.
Yeah.
like
I've always
finishing
thought,
things.
do you remember, or have you read any of Christina Lauren's books?
Yeah, the Paradise
So
Problem you
yeah,
told me
Paradise
about.
Problem, so good. But so that's
Yeah.
two best friends who write together.
Yes. How do they do
Yeah,
that?
and I'm like, we should do that. It'd be so fun if like you and me and our friend
Yeah.
Ashley from college, like
Yeah.
it's like if someone started and then you hand it off and you read a chapter and hand it
I'm
off, read a
so
chapter.
curious about
I
their
think it'd be
process though. Like,
so.
how do
I
they do
know.
that? That's
I
got to
don't
be
know. I
tricky.
don't know if they do it like that, where each writes a chapter, or if they just collaborate at the very beginning. Like, here's where we see it going, and
Well, that book is told from two perspectives, so I always imagined they each wrote one. Like
that'd be
one
cool.
was, you know what I mean? Because the
Yeah,
book changes perspective. So I was like, well, that feels natural. That like one anyway. But yeah,
that
what
would
if
be,
we
that
wrote a
is
book?
interesting. I don't know. I think that'd be so fun. I really do, and that would be like a fun way to get back into writing. I mean, I don't know if it'd be good at all. It might be terrible, but it'd be a fun exercise.
That's fine.
We'd have
Just
to
like
rope
this,
Ashley in. Yeah.
a fun creative exercise. No idea if it's
Hmm.
good.
Right.
We're putting it out there.
But I'm like, what if you're doing that and then you're like, no, I had a totally different vision for this, and then like you would take it a different way.
Yeah.
I don't know how they. That's what I wonder with their process, how they, if they
Right.
have a beginning, middle, and ending before they start, or if they just kind of start writing.
Yeah, because you have to have some kind of vision for it. But then, like you said, it can change. Like you can be
Yeah.
in the middle of a project and then you're kind of like wanting to follow it in a different direction. So I wonder what happens if they
Yeah.
don't agree.
Right. But then they also, so there's a book by one of them. It's called Scandalized by Ivy Owens. And so I don't even think that's the real, I actually don't know the names of the real women who write the books, but that's their pen
Oh.
names. But that one was incredible too. So I'm like, man, this would be, I don't know. It'd be fun. It's something to think about. But
Yeah.
if you guys need book recommendations, I highly recommend Scandalized by Ivy Owens, and I mean, pretty much anything by Christina Lauren.
Yeah.
Their writing's amazing. I love it.
I feel like I need to write Paradise Problem is the only one of theirs I've read. What should I read next?
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I love so much of their stuff. I think next you should definitely read the True Love Experiment. It was incredible.
Okay.
I think that was the first one I read of theirs that I just fell in love with. Because I really
Okay.
I remember from that one thinking that like sometimes when I'm reading a book and the whole book is about just a conversation they could have had at the beginning, it drives me insane. I'm like, this could have been solved. There would be no
Oh,
story,
yeah.
which I understand why they don't have that conversation in the beginning. But all of the characters just like say what they mean and mean what they say, and it's so refreshing. So I really love their writing.
Okay. Cool.
yeah,
The
so
True
check
Love
that one out.
Experiment. Is that what you
Yeah.
said? Okay.
So
Got
good.
it.
Yeah.
On my list.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
So,
your
yeah, that's
writing
my
update?
update. I'm gonna hopefully this week with no sick kids in my bed and
Yeah.
our green light success, I'll be staying on the getting up early train. I've also learned I have to I can't get up and sit down to write right away or I'll still be
Yeah.
too sleepy. Like I
So you have
can't, I'll
to
like
coffee
literally fall
first?
asleep at my desk. So I have to like walk around a little, drink some coffee in my
Mhm.
bloodstream while moving for a minute, like literally just like walking around my
Yeah.
house and then sit down. If I
Yeah.
sit down too soon, it's bad news. Bad news
bad.
bears.
And then
So
there's a
anyway,
child in your lap in
yeah,
seconds.
exactly. And then the kids are there and then it's fun. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing the morning thing and keep trying to, it is nice to have like something done before the day even starts, you
Right.
know, it's a nice feeling. So,
Imagine if you were cold plunging right when you got up, then your day would be
I mean, that would be a
started.
way to wake up. Like it would
Yes.
be hard to fall asleep after that for sure.
Yes.
So I
That's
might have to
funny.
layer that on in the future. Who knows?
So are you going to bed earlier?
I am, but that I will say that's the thing that has been the bigger struggle is going to bed earlier.
Yeah.
So I just I'm in denial about my routine once I get upstairs, like how long
Yeah.
it takes. Do you have that? So I'm like,
Well, do you have like a full skincare routine? Because I don't
well,
yet.
yeah, well,
I should.
I like wash my face. I don't feel weird calling it a skincare routine,
Well,
but
some people
yes,
have like so many
I
steps
mean,
and so many products. And I literally just like use a makeup wipe to remove all this and then put night cream on, like just
you got to
night
wash your
lotion.
face.
Well, I use the makeup wipe.
Do you
Does that
okay? Do
count?
you follow
And then I wash it in the
Caroline?
shower.
I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Caroline Hirons. She's
Nope.
British, but she's like a famous esthetician. Sorry, side tangent. Skincare. Wait, when do you shower though? In the morning?
Yeah, shower in the morning
Okay.
and use the facial
She's
cleanser.
like she's an esthetician. She's great, and she is always talking about skincare. And she makes her own skincare products. And I mean, there's a gajillion of them on the internet. But she's very anti face wipe. She says it doesn't really,
really?
like help you get clean, and so you have to wash. You have to wash, and maybe even double cleanse, which I've also been
no.
into lately. No.
Oh no,
But
now
if
we're
you're not
adding
washing, you should
time.
just start one wash. But I got these cute little like the little
Yeah, that's
wristbands
because I don't want to make
and
a
the
mess.
headband
I just
because
don't
it
want
makes
to
a
be messy.
mess. Yes,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But the wristbands are a game changer because I put those on
Okay.
and then I put my little headband on with my bow
Yeah.
and it helps. So
Okay.
you should
Maybe I
try it.
should upgrade.
Maybe this should be your is that
Learn
an
how
interesting
to take
challenge?
care of my skin at
Wash your face.
39 years old. Why isn't what's taught when we're younger?
I know, I preach. Anyway, so I have been trying to wash my face and put my stuff on. I'm trying to use retinols because I'm turning 40 and that's what everybody says you should do.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, it takes me so much longer to go to bed than I think. So I need to
Yeah.
get upstairs earlier. This is my
Yeah.
goal. But I
Oh
have no
man.
problem falling asleep
Yeah,
right
I know.
away, which I'm
That's
very
a
thankful
that's
for.
been a lifelong thing with you. The second you lean, even like 20 degrees, you're out. Anytime
I
we'd hang out in
know.
college, it didn't matter what time it was. If you leaned on the couch just a little too much, you were done.
Couldn't get
You're like,
horizontal.
Lauren's leaning, and then you're
It was
out.
Nate. It was a whole thing. They called it the
Oh,
lean, the
yeah,
hot
you're
springs
leaning.
lean.
And I've been so
Yeah,
jealous of it. I cannot nap. I can't fall asleep unless I'm in my bed with my covers, with my eye mask,
your
with
whole
my
thing.
whole routine. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
get it.
even that still is hard to
I mean,
sleep.
I
Last
don't.
night I tried, I picked up just a new sleep gummy. I think it was by ZQL, but it's
Okay,
just melatonin, but it was like extreme or like basically like what's the word for like extra strength. And it was
extra.
like 5 times as much melatonin
Ooh,
like I said, I'm trying to get off Unisom because Unisom has an ingredient in it that can cause dementia or can increase your risk. And ZQL and Benadryl and all that is the same ingredient that causes that. So I've been
okay,
trying to steer clear of all of that, but this was just melatonin. So I was like, all right, I'm going
okay.
to do it. So I tried it last night, and I mean, I took it at like 9 p.m. and sure enough, I like got in bed and I was reading. And by 9:30, my eyes were burning, and I was like, oh, it's bedtime. I was so excited. I was like, oh, it worked. And so I closed my eyes. I fell asleep pretty fast, like by 9:30,
Okay.
which was very impressive to me. Fell asleep. Immediately had such a weird dream where then this like man was coming at me in a dark place. Like I was
Oh,
reading Quicksilver. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but this man was like coming at me, and I have this weird thing in my dreams. Well, I don't know if it's weird or if more people can do it, but I automatically know I'm in a dream and can pull myself out of it. So I
all
just like pretty much always, yeah.
wow.
Sometimes I can't wake myself up, but I know it's a dream. So then I
Okay,
can
okay.
write it out, see where it goes,
Yeah,
or I can,
it's not
or
as
I'm sitting there
scary.
like trying so hard to wake up, but I know I'm in a dream. But anyway,
That's wild.
well, yeah. So I woke myself up right away, and then I look over. It's like 10:10. I slept for like 40 minutes, and then I was wide awake, like just
Dang.
wide awake.
Is
And
that usually what
so
happens with melatonin with you? Like you fall asleep, but then you wake up?
usually it doesn't do anything, right? I don't even, so at
Oh,
least that was an improvement that I fell asleep with it.
yeah.
So that was cool. But then, yeah, I was awake after 40 minutes. So I tried until maybe 11 to go back to sleep. Just couldn't. So I got up and started reading
Oh,
some more of the book. And then about 12:30, I caved and took a Unisom. So then I had
I
the
need to
like
go to sleep.
5 times melatonin plus a Unisom. And I'm telling you, when my alarm went off this morning, it was like I was being woken from the dead. It was
I
like
bet.
zombie, had to crawl out of bed. Just couldn't. I should have jumped in the cold plunge because I was dying, but I didn't cold plunge today. I'm not sure why. But yeah, I felt like a zombie all morning. Went to my kickboxing
No,
class, and I think after that, I'm finally
feeling
revived.
a little more awake.
But yeah, man, sleep troubles as an adult is freaking hard.
Yeah,
You
that's
really
tough.
need a full night's sleep to function, and
Well, yeah,
it's
because we
hard for me to
can't,
get
it's
that.
not just a moment in time. It affects your
Yeah,
entire
the whole
day
day,
and the way you
the whole day.
feel forever.
Yeah,
Forever.
so hard. Why is life so hard?
I hope you, we're old.
I know.
Gosh. Well, I
Well,
hope
like
you
our
find the
friend,
right
do you
balance.
remember our friend Mike he texted us
Yeah.
his whole sleep hygiene routine.
Yeah. The whole thing.
It was
It's
insane what he
exhausting.
has to do just to try to get his body to
Yeah.
sleep. And I just wonder, is this like our generation problem, or does this always happen? This is everyone's problem.
I
Or do you
mean, you
think,
have to imagine that just like our culture, where the level of screens that we're on all the
yeah,
time, like it
yeah,
has to be a part of
messing
it, and
with
our
us?
diets, and like, don't they say? I mean, drinking is supposed to be like a huge part of not sleeping too, right?
Well, it's
Like,
funny if I have to drink the perfect amount to make me sleep great. Or if you go
yeah,
one above that or one below that, I just listen to my heartbeat all night, and I'm like, well, this is my soundtrack for the night, and I
yeah.
can't sleep. So that's a tough
Gosh,
one.
yeah. You got to think that something about like just modern life is probably not contributing to good sleep.
Right.
I have to
And just,
imagine.
the state of the world. It's like, well,
There's
there
that.
are a
Yeah.
lot of things I could worry about instead of sleeping. So,
Oh man, preach.
preach, that's
Level of
rough.
anxiety levels high
Man, very
all the
high.
time. So on that note,
Yeah. So
well,
on
tell
that
me,
note,
somehow we got onto sleep, and yeah, so I'm gonna try to go to bed earlier, try to start
yeah,
my air quotes skincare routine earlier.
yeah.
Lauren's gonna try washing her face and not using face wipes because
Right.
I'm a
Dang.
nag and I told her to.
So twice a day? Because I use it, I use like real face wash in
So
the shower,
I use
but I
real
need to
face
clean
wash
it
in
at
the
night.
shower, but I also wash at night. Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'll
wash
start
at
doing that.
night, especially too, because that's when I put like my extra powerful stuff on, like retinols and
Oh,
the
the good
like
stuff.
chemicals, the good stuff
Okay.
on. And then sometimes I don't wash in the morning, but I
Yeah.
mean, if I take a shower, I wash my face. But this is
Yeah.
getting really detailed about my hygiene routine.
Your hygiene
So
routine.
anyway,
It's important.
so tell me about your update. You have like, you've been
I
doing
feel
a
like I
lot
have
down the like side hustle
I feel like I have
route.
far too many side hustles. It's like I have like 20 balls in the air and like they're all falling or like nothing's happening with them. I think it's part of my struggle of like feeling like every day, did I get anything done? Because I like check in on all these different things. And when nothing happens, all those things, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, I just spent a lot of time like with no progress. So,
Mhm.
but the one thing that I did find progress in, we were talked, I think it was the last episode where
Mhm.
your husband Zach had sent us, one of his friends had messaged him about doing paid focus groups and paid studies.
Yeah.
And whatever we signed up for at that point was just kind
Weird.
of spam garbage. I don't know. It was,
Yeah.
I still get a lot of, but maybe this is how I found it. Maybe one of the emails we got about that took me to an app called Respondent. And
Okay.
the Respondent one, you just log in or you create a profile and it just has a list of here's all the surveys or paid opportunities going on. And I mean, these things range from $20 to like $350 I've seen for like a study. And so I found one that was just like, for $120, we just want you to log what work you do on your computer,
Mhm.
or like what material, what product and equipment you're using. So like, I think I was approved for it because since I did the podcast, now I have a microphone, I have my
Oh yeah.
webcam set up, I have headphones. So I think I they didn't tell us what the company even was or what the product they're trying to gather information for, but I'm assuming it was
Okay.
like it sounded like it was maybe like a docking system that would have all the
Mm.
correct plugs and hard drives and everything so that it's an all-in-one setup is what it sounded like. But just so for 3 days I just had to go into an Excel document and put like editing podcast clips and this is the equipment I used and this is
Okay.
how I, wanted to know information about any file transfers you do or anything like that. So I
Cool.
just for 3 days had to just log my work
Like what you
and
did. Yeah.
and what I did, and it was $120. And so, like for $120, I just had to tell a spreadsheet what I was doing. I was like, all right, so now I don't think it's weird. And so you had a
Do you
question?
know how? Yeah. Sorry. Do you know how much time you spent approximately
Probably like
logging?
20 minutes a day. It wasn't hard. So I would just do
Okay.
something
For
and
3 days.
automatically log it, and then do
So
something and
like
automatically log it.
an hour and a half ish or something.
Yeah, two,
A little
4,
less.
6, like an hour.
Math.
An
Like an
hour. So it's
hour.
120
Okay.
bucks for an hour.
Good. That's
Not
how
too
I always
bad.
think about those things is like it feels like money, but like what's the hourly rate in terms of
Right,
like
right,
efficiency, like my
right.
time, what's it
Because
worth?
some of them, when you're looking at the current studies that are available or the current opportunities, it'll say a 60-minute call or a 90-minute
Hmm.
call or like a focus group of however long. So it'll say the time on it and it says the pay. So like right now, I just looked at what's up right now in case anyone else is like interested. Because now that I did one and realized it wasn't much time, and like if anyone's
Uh-huh.
just looking for like side money to play with, like play money, or maybe you just
Uh-huh.
need to make a couple $100s a week to pay one more bill or something like that. I
Yeah.
actually now think this is a good opportunity to make that kind of money because like right now there's one, well, that's funny, one is women talking about their skincare products, and that one's
Perfect.
$120. There's
Okay.
one right now where they're looking for podcasters, that one's $100. There's one,
Hello.
I know, I was like, sign me up.
Sign me up.
There's one for people who use the rideshare apps like Lyft or Uber. That one's $60. There's one for people who are using facial moisturizer with SPF, $150. And then there's like travelers who have recently rented a car, $125. One just wants to talk about health and wellness, $200. So like, you have to be approved. So you just fill out like a little
Right.
screener just
Full
to say like,
questionnaire.
yeah, some of the questions are just like, what industry do you work in? So like,
Hmm.
if you
Like
worked
demographic.
in like maybe beauty, cosmetics, you would
Yeah.
probably not be qualified for, some of those. So you can get disqualified based on how you answer your screener. But I'm like, wow, if I did like 4 of these studies per week, that's like
Yeah.
decent play money or decent like, pay a
Yeah.
bill money. So
For sure.
that one's called Respondent. I can put
Okay.
a link in the show notes for
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
think it's
I feel
actually app.respondent.co, I believe, or IO. Yeah, I think it's .io. Yeah.
okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
so I'll put that in the show notes and just list some of those. But now I'm like on board. Like, oh, you can like
Yeah.
just do these studies all day because I only did one. But if you like signed up for a few, you could make $500 a week probably if you
Yeah.
got approved for all of them.
Yeah, I feel like I did this same process. I like searched for the ones, and you can kind of start to tell, to your point, like which ones are quality and which ones might actually pay and which ones
Yeah,
are junky. Like,
right,
and I feel like half the battle is just spending the time weeding through it, like
right.
which ones are worth it or not, and then
Yeah.
doing the questionnaires and then qualifying and actually
Hmm.
getting into them. Because I think I filled out a few. I might that one sounds really familiar, so I think I might have filled
You
out
did it.
that
It was the
one.
one, I think we both were, you started filling one out, or it was about
Yeah.
like women and credit card usage, or maybe it was
Yes.
just like anyone and their credit card
Yeah,
usage.
but I didn't get
And you
picked.
filled it out. Okay. I started
Yeah.
to fill it out and then I was like, okay, my husband pays all of them, so I don't pay attention to like points and money back. Like he's kind of in charge of that. So I started to fill it out and then I was like, I know nothing. Bye. I like left it.
I'm out.
But yeah.
So yeah, so I don't know. Sometimes you don't get picked for reasons you probably don't know,
Yeah.
and I don't know. But yeah, I think if you're willing to invest a little time in mining it
Right.
out, but that's sweet, $120 for an
Yeah. I was
hour's
like,
worth
well,
of work.
yeah, and I might sign up for a few more of these just to maybe start
See what
tracking it and
happens.
see how many I can pull in. Just, for
Yeah,
fun, just to see how it goes. And
let's
then
see if we can get $100 for being podcasters.
I know, right? We should both sign up for that one. And then so Amazon merch on demand. I was
Yes.
denied the third time.
Third
Third
denial.
time, not a charm.
Dang.
So I now realize that that's not just something anyone can do. It is a lot more exclusive than I realized. And so I did fill out a fourth. Here's the problem. I have to keep creating email addresses because you need to,
How many Gmail accounts, Google accounts do you have now?
Well, it's like first I did my regular one at Gmail, then I
Mhm.
did at iCloud, then I did at me, and then I did, I just made another one. So anyway, I'm on my fourth one, and this time I was able to include I own an Etsy shop. And I
Okay.
heard that helps
Great.
a lot. If you can say that you already have experience managing, a
Selling
merchandise
online.
shop or selling, yeah, and using, because I'm using Printify and Etsy, and so that kind of shows that I understand the print on demand system.
Mhm.
I've had zero sales, so I can't say I run a successful Etsy shop, but I can say I
Yeah.
have one.
Yeah.
So I added that, reapplied, and so I'm really hoping it's not the same person reading all of these. It's like this woman's not going to stop. But I
No
think
way.
if this one gets declined, I should quit. I think I should let that dream die and call it a failed challenge. Yeah, but back to
We
the
learned.
Etsy store. I
Yeah.
ordered a sample. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe I'll try to
Let me
stand.
see.
I'm wearing
Yeah.
my favorite sweatshirt.
I saw the
that I
photo you
made.
have. I love
It
it.
says, it says Tamlin and Ryson and Azriel and Cassian, and then Tamlin's crossed out. Because if you have read A Court of Thorns and Roses, the series, it makes a lot more sense. But
That's awesome.
and then so I wore it to drop off this morning. So I just got it yesterday. So I wore it to drop off this morning, and right when I got there, one of the moms, she was like, "Oh my God, I love your sweatshirt." And I'm like, "Thanks so much."
Did you tell her where to buy it?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh, Lauren.
I told you I feel so weird promoting myself.
But she's asking you.
If
She's
she
like,
had asked, if she had been
where
like,
did you
"Where'd
get
you get it?" then I would have told her.
no, you
But
gotta tell her.
it felt braggy. No, I'm braggy.
No.
It felt overly promotional. I didn't want to be salesy.
Lauren, you're killing me.
I know.
You gotta tell
I'm
her.
failing at this. I am failing at this.
Is it like good
Which-
quality? Are you happy with it?
I am. The print looks a little light. I don't know if you can really see. Like, I'm afraid
Looks
after a
good.
few washes, it might not be great. So we'll
Well-
see. But it's very comfortable, and the inside is so soft. So as far as
Ooh.
like the material of the shirt, wonderful.
Okay,
The actual like print, we'll see how
TBD.
it
how it
lasts.
holds
Yeah.
up. You can maybe not dry it, maybe. But
Yeah,
that's awesome
or
that you
s-
got compliments
I
and you're getting
know,
called
it's like
out
the
for it.
first
That's
one.
so
So now I just
cool.
need to go wear it somewhere and find a bunch of book girlies and be like, "What do you
Yeah.
think?"
I
So
love
that
it.
was fun. But then like back to how I don't know how to promote myself or anything. So I got denied for Amazon merch on demand, but I have been for a while now. I've been approved for Amazon influencer and Amazon
Mhm.
affiliate, and we talked about this last time. And then I just got an email that I was approved for another program called Amazon Creator Connections. So it's
Okay.
basically like brands can put all of their products to match with influencers. So like you log in and you see what campaigns are currently going, and you
Okay.
can pick one, and then they give you a link, and as long as you post a video using that link, you earn extra commission on that. So I already get
Okay.
a certain commission because I'm an affiliate, or I can use
Okay.
affiliate links. But it would just be a bonus commission on top of that. So some of them are like 30% commission or 40%.
So
So
you have
I'm
to
like,
be
cool.
you have to be a affiliate already to do it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That
And
makes sense.
so I'm like, cool. But now I have like all these products. Here's the other problem. They don't send you a sample. So like,
You
am I
should
supposed
buy
to
them.
buy the product and then make the content? But so I watched a bunch
Yeah.
of videos and it said like you can just request the product. So I found like 4 that like would fit within would feel organic to my
Mhm.
audiences. One so far, one did reply, and it's like a makeup organizer because like if you see
Yeah.
my bathroom
I
sink, like
understand
the
the
I
struggle.
bought one makeup organizer, and I mean I put like the tweezers are in there, some weird like eyebrow clipper, like there's 45 hair bands in there now that are like my daughter's, not even mine.
Oh
The
yeah.
thing's overflowing, so now I just have stuff on my counter. Why do I keep an eyeliner pen after it dies? I don't know. I have like 4 versions, and then I have 5 palettes of eyeshadow that I only use one.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, it's not, my organization skills currently are very bad. So I was thinking in my head, I could do like a before and after, like,
Yeah.
here's what my disaster is before and how much better it'll look with their product. And that feels like I wouldn't post that on my Facebook, like that's weird. But you can upload it to Amazon just like as part of
Really?
their, yeah, because I have,
Content.
I think because I'm an influencer, yeah, an Amazon influencer,
Okay.
I can just upload it to my storefront. So that's one way I could do it. And I wouldn't mind putting it on my TikTok because I feel like TikTok is a cool thing that like goes
Yeah.
out to people you don't know. Because I
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
to show it to my friends. I feel weird. But if it's people
Yeah.
that I don't know, like how often do I see a Facebook and I'm sorry, a TikTok on a product on TikTok that I'm like, oh, I actually want that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm
That could be
going to
cool.
try. We'll see how it works with one of them.
Okay.
I did request
So
like
you
one more.
request directly from the brand if they'll send you
Yeah,
a sample and you
yeah.
just see what they say.
And then it tells you like what the commission rate is.
Okay.
So they'll send it to you. So they said they're sending me the makeup organizer. So I'll
Ooh.
shoot the video, upload it to a couple places, then you just show them what links, like where you posted it, and
Right.
then you start making commission on any sales from your
Okay.
links. So we'll see what that does. But again, it's that whole thing of like, I don't know. I think it's because I've built these communities on social media that I've always been authentic with and always
Yeah.
been genuine with and not wanted to sell to. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I've always been like that. I think it's because social media is our background or my background. That even when with clients, like when I used to work for that reality show, we
Mm-hmm.
grew the fan base from like 300, I think it was 300,000 or 3,000 Facebook fans to 5 million. And we never ever paid for a post. We never boosted a post, never did Facebook ads or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm just so about organic, not being, inauthentic on
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
it's just how my brain,
But
I
I
don't know
wonder if
how I
you
feel
think
about
about
it.
it kind of like okay, we are on a front. We have you and me and Ashley enjoy our really good friend group. We're on a
Hmm.
group text all the time,
Hmm.
and we're always like sharing recommendations with each other, and we'll send
Right.
links, and we'll be like, oh
Yeah.
my God, you guys got to try this thing. Is there any way it could feel like that? Like, do you feel like you're just sharing
Only if
something you
I
genuinely love,
get
or
the
is it just
sample and love it. But
yeah,
but not just to make money off of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I was trying to think of like, all right, what are some products I have recently purchased and loved that I could then
yeah?
like, there's this vacuum. It's a
Oh,
vacuum
you love
mop
that thing.
that I'm obsessed. Like I told you
Okay.
guys about it. Like I saw
Yeah,
it on
and you sent us
TikTok.
the link.
Yeah, and I was like, buy this from. That's not even my affiliate link. Like I don't have an affiliate link to that. But I'm like, maybe I could find something I already love, then go
Yes.
back and look at my links and see if they are available as in this program. But I'll try that. But I mean, unless they give me a product, I don't know how people are making
I
content
know.
without the product unless they already own it. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure that out. But then so some of them on this content program, they will give you also a discount that you can give your fans. So like
Okay.
get this, if it is the makeup organizer, it might be like you get 25% off if you use my link. So then I was
Yeah.
like, should I just create a separate account that's just about
Right.
Amazon deals?
You could.
Maybe, but would
And
anyone
then
follow
invite
that?
well, just like
Like,
invite your current audiences. Like
yeah,
if you maybe that's a way to do it in a way that feels authentic of like,
yeah,
hey, if you're interested in seeing project recommendations, follow me over here. And then
right,
like whoever's
yeah,
over there knows what they're getting into. You're not like
right.
you don't feel like you're spamming your organic
My
like friend
regular,
audience,
yeah,
maybe?
yeah, that's true.
But then you
So I
have to
don't know.
rebuild an audience.
I
I mean,
know, I
which is
know.
hard.
Yeah. So now I don't know what to do. So that's where
Well,
that
try it.
stands.
So that's where that stands.
So yeah, I was really just wanting to do the Amazon merch on demand and
Yeah.
hope, I don't know, maybe fourth time
Maybe
will be
this
the
last
actual
one with the Etsy cred, the Etsy street
Yeah,
cred will get you
right.
there.
We'll see. I
Do we
hope
have anybody
so.
that knows about Amazon merch on
Yeah,
demand
if anyone has,
in the listener pool?
I mean, I've watched so many videos from like
Yeah.
people who are successful at it that said, if you include these things, you really should be approved. So I'm like, what
Weird.
am I doing wrong? Or like, how outdated is this? Because I've done all those things and
Yeah.
got 3 denials.
Oh
So
my gosh.
we
Shoot.
shall see.
Well, I'm curious to see how the Etsy stuff keeps going. I'm curious to see if this next one gets approved.
Yeah,
And maybe the creator connection, like maybe the brand stuff will be cool.
maybe, maybe.
We'll see.
Well, now it's gotten to be like, okay, I told my husband, like, if there's anything you need to buy, tell me first. Let me see if there's a campaign for it.
Yeah.
So that way it's an organic, like, we were going to buy this anyway.
Can you like go back in your Amazon history of stuff you've already bought and
Yeah,
see
that's
if
what I was
there's like
looking back.
good?
Like
Because
the
I
sauna
know
we
you
bought.
do a lot of
But
you
here's
do
the
a lot
problem.
of
Like, so
Amazon
we
shopping.
have one of those, mobile, just like home saunas,
Yeah.
the little box things. And so I went back and found it. And so I see the link for it. But then I searched it on the the available campaigns. And there's a bunch of them, but it's not the exact seller I bought from.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if that's inauthentic to then like have it.
Yeah.
It was just technically a different brand, but it's all the same
Yeah.
product. I don't know. So
Yeah. That's tricky.
finding the exact product is kind of hard, but
Or I guess
we'll see.
anticipating any big ticket items you have coming
Yeah, right. Because one
that
of
you
them
might
was like
need.
one of those wagons that you can carry all your sports stuff or
Oh,
camping
yeah.
stuff. Like, because we had like just a little red Fisher Price wagon that we finally got rid of because it was
Yeah.
awful. And so I'm like, if I can get one of those wagons, because I'll use that. Like, I mean, Cam's like soccer coach, and
Yeah.
so he has to carry all the balls and,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Been there.
nets and stuff. So it'd be really cool to have that, and I could make some content off that. So
Also
we'll see.
conversations we didn't have when we were
I know,
21.
right?
Ooh,
Oh,
get
you
me that
soccer
sexy
dad.
wagon.
What that wagon? Or have you seen those silent basketballs? I don't know,
No.
because okay, so your
Oh,
son's
I
too
have. I
young
saw
to
an
like.
ad about that. It's
Oh
like
my
the
God,
silent
it's
dribbling.
incredible because like
Really?
my son has a
Oh, yeah.
basketball
He's
in
a
his
big
hand
basketball kid.
24/7. We go anywhere he wants to bring a basketball, and I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. Like I'll just be in the kitchen just like twitching every time he bounces the ball, and it shakes the whole house, I swear. And so I'm like this friggin' ball, and so one of his friends got him the silent ball for Christmas, and
Okay.
it is literally silent. It's silent.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so whenever we're at my daughter's basketball practice, he brings his silent ball so he can play on the other side of the court and not disturb anybody. Because the worst thing is when your kids are trying to, like the coach is trying to talk to the kids and there's just
Yeah.
basketballs bouncing. You
Yeah.
can't hear anything. And it is silent and it is like soft and it's always
Magical.
incredible. And so many people comment on it. They're like, that
That's so
is the
cool.
coolest thing I've ever seen. So
Promote
if I could
that.
yeah, I know. I was like, so I did request the link for one of those
You
because
should.
I was like, I can easily make content for that. And I think
That's
it's really,
awesome.
I think it's useful and serves a very good purpose. So we'll
Yeah.
see
That's so
if
cool.
they reply. So
And he likes it. Like he'll use it. He's not
he
like
loves it.
poo-pooing it. Because
No, he
sometimes
loves
kids
it.
will do that. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
no, he loves
Nice.
it. Yeah. And
That's
I think my
amazing.
daughter would prefer it because it's softer because they keep jamming their fingers on basketballs
Oh yeah.
because they're so hard. But
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah. See how many soccer balls you can fit in that wagon.
Right.
That's awesome. And then if all of that fails, we'll just turn to feet pics like we keep talking about.
Exactly. And so let's talk about it. Like we finally
My
started
gosh.
some incognito hidey hole research.
Heidi Hole research has
You have
begun.
done a little more than I have. Do you want to start with what you
Yeah.
did so far?
Yeah. Oh man. Guys,
I
I
didn't know how
cannot
many
wait to share
places
with
you
you.
could sell them. Like I didn't know there's
Yeah.
like
Okay, this is the thing that has blown my mind about the feet pic community and world. It's a world.
it's an
Okay, we thought we were
industry,
just like dipping our toes in a little shady corner
literally.
of the internet. No, no. No, no, my friend. This is a sophisticated ecosystem of digital marketing. Like I was shocked. There
Didn't they like
are
upload like a guide? Like wasn't there a whole like
yes,
professional looking
there
guide they gave you?
okay. Feet Finder, I think what is it? Feetfinder.com.
Yeah.
You go on the site and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go look. And so I like go look. And it's, yeah, they have like Feet Finder University. So they're like
Oh my
selling a
gosh.
guide to
Oh
how
my
to be a
gosh.
great seller, like how to make good content, how to market it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is
Ugh.
incredible.
Yeah.
And there are tons of, apparently the demand for sellers is huge.
Yeah.
We're late to the party on this because everybody is into selling their feet pics.
Yeah.
And
Like
so,
even us making a username was already taken. And
yes,
it was
oh
the
my
most
gosh.
random username.
So I'm texting Lauren and I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm looking. I'm on my incognito window and I'm
Yeah.
looking like, what should we do? And so first of all, you create an account you want to be a seller.
You have
The
to
first
pay,
thing
right?
the first thing you have to pay, which
Yeah.
they make a big deal of it. They're like, I know, this sucks. Why do you have to pay? So they do a lot of explaining, but basically like to keep it high quality, you have to pay to be
Okay.
a seller, which probably
Okay.
turns people away, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's cheap, but like still you're paying to sell your own pictures, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But then also you have to do an ID verification, which I almost stopped in my tracks on
Ooh.
that. I was like, ooh, because I'm wanting to do this anonymously.
Right.
And you have to like take a picture of your ID and then a selfie with your ID. You
Oof.
have to send both of those things in.
Can I
And I
just
was
like
like,
give
I
you a
don't.
picture of my foot and then my foot? Like, why do we need my face involved in this?
So I was like, and they swear that I'm probably too trusting about this shit, but I mean stuff. They they say that they just use it for like to prove you're a real person. They don't save
Right.
it and anything to prove that like all the sellers are real people and there's not bots and weirdness happening. So
Yeah.
there's that. And then yeah, I was like, well, what? I don't want to use my own email or even the
Right.
podcast email because we didn't want it to be like trackable. So I'm like
That's
talking to you. I'm like, what should we do? So we have to create an email. And I'm like, well, what name should we use? And
Yeah.
you said, what was it? Fiona Tinto?
Fiona 10 toes. I was trying to
Well,
think of
maybe
like
it exists because I went to Feet Finder and I typed in first name Fiona, last name 10 toes, all one word, 10
Yeah.
toes. And it was like, your username has already been
It was
taken. How is that
It's like,
possible? How is it possible that Fiona Ten Toes is a thing that somebody else
that
has already thought of?
that is
Oh my
wild.
God. So we went with, I think I
Wait, should we
just
say
named,
what we went with, or should we? Because I
uh,
don't want people to know it's ours.
wait, what did we? Now
For
I've
complete
forgotten.
anonymity.
Anonymity.
For complete anonymity, should we not say what we
Probably
went with?
not. Okay. I don't,
Okay.
and also I don't remember. So that's great.
Perfect.
Getting old. So anyway, so we create the account, get in. But yeah, it's like, it's sophisticated. Like
Well,
you
because
have
you
to
sent me
have,
some screenshots of
geez,
different fetishes.
well, then fetishfinder.com is its own
Okay.
site and it was linked from Feet Finder. So there must be like sister sites. So because they were promoting Fetish Finder. So I was like,
Okay.
that makes me a little more nervous, but let's
Yeah.
just like see. So I went over there to see because that was where what they call worn items were a
Okay.
thing.
Like
So
the
like the
yoga
yoga
pants.
pants.
Yeah.
So people will pay people to wear things and then send those things to them after they have been worn, which I'm sure you can imagine where that might naturally go. But the
Right.
example we saw was yoga pants, which is
Sweaty
funny
yoga
and
pants.
interesting. So like wear yoga pants to a workout and then this person wants your pants. So anyway, but worn items is like a whole, but that's like a place where you might do something like that. But there
Yeah.
were some other
I mean, you
fetishes
sent me one that said
listed.
like chin fetish, elbow fetish. I was like, what the? Is there a double chin fetish? Because I can sign up and make some money. I couldn't believe that.
There was like drooling and like what else? What else? There was
I
a
don't
list.
like that.
Basically, you can shop like the tags, like categories of fetishes, and it was shocking.
Did you get to see any of the
I'm
like
curious.
what the money associated with each of those is at all? Like,
No, that's what
okay,
actually I wanted to see. I wanted to be like, which of these is big? Like, I want to
yeah,
know what the big ones are. No, but
yeah,
I would warn you before clicking into them that just
yeah.
that's when you're gonna start
Because
seeing
afterwards you
some
were like,
stuff.
I feel like I need to watch some wholesome content for
I
a
need
while
something
after this.
wholesome immediately, like, so fast. So I quickly went back to Foot Finder, back to the foot stuff, because that was a little more of my zone, my
A little
comfort zone.
cleaner.
A little, yeah. And even within that, okay, so there are shapes of feet that are more and less in demand and desirable. And it has to
Okay.
do, did you see that picture I sent you? It has to do with the relationship between your big toe and your little toes.
Wait,
So
do they
like if they're,
prefer more of a?
yeah, like if they're all the
Okay,
same length, that's like
okay.
very, it's like there's a name for it and that's like very desirable. But if
Oh,
your
if they're all the
little,
same length?
yes, but if your little toes
Oh,
are bigger, longer than your big
yeah.
toe, that's like very rare. Apparently, there's like rare shapes of toes and feet.
Okay. But there's like a niche for each of these. Like,
Yes, and people have different niches and different fetishes for different shapes of feet. And I guess the ones that are rare are very desirable. And so you can make a lot more money.
is there a
Then,
flat arch? Is there a
yes,
flat arch one we can use?
I
Someone
saw
we
a
know.
high arch one. Someone we know. If he's
Those are
listening right
unique.
now,
Those are
just
unique.
know that we're going to be hitting you up for your flat arches. Um, And
Uh,
I don't know if anybody's sick of hearing about the foot pics yet, but so there's foot shape, but then there's also like if you can I can't say this.
just
If you
say
can
it
you can spread your toes like
all the
all of
way.
them all the way, that's a thing.
I can do that. Can you do that?
All five? Like,
Yeah, all of them. I'll send you a picture after this.
well,
If
if
my
you're gonna
jeans
do
weren't
it,
so tight, I would get my foot up here right now and show you.
make it a high quality picture.
So you
Or
can't separate all your toes.
I don't my like little toe can't get
It's
out.
stuck.
Like I can
Okay,
separate my big one.
correction. On one foot, I can separate every toe, and on the
See?
other foot, the little one's stuck.
The little one. It's the little one that's the problem.
That's weird.
Okay, so then there's also a whole digital marketing strategy. Then it's like, how do you price your content?
Right.
And then like, there's a whole thing of like, okay, just take pics that are like cheap entry level, like $5 each, and
Yeah.
then you get people hooked into your account and you as a seller, and then you can start selling like higher quality images and video.
Okay.
So like the video example that they gave me was just rubbing lotion on your feet.
Okay. That's wholesome. I feel like that's not. I feel like that's not uncomfortable. Like I'm doing it anyway. May as well record it.
And also what I read is that some buyers also want to know like who the seller is and your personality and like see your face. Like
We
they
don't
don't
want
want foot
that.
pics from anybody. They want them from like
Mm,
you. And I'm like, I don't, that's where I start
mm,
to get weird. And then
yeah.
they can start requesting customs. So
Mm.
like they can be like, I want this custom image. And I'm like, this is where it starts to feel
Yeah.
not great for me, where you start to like build relationships with customers and stuff,
Right.
like long term. And then you're making custom content for them.
Well, I feel like that, I mean, with OnlyFans, that's such a big part of it. It is not, you're not just
Really?
getting paid for like the video or whatever. Money comes in when you're talking to
Yeah.
them and like,
But that makes me feel, I don't love
that's a
that.
little
I think it's
ickier.
because I want to feel, I want to just like make a thing that's innocuous and put it out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Great. But like once I'm involved as
Right.
like my personality, I don't like that.
But for sake of this challenge, we were going to use someone else's feet. So,
Yes, that's true. We
and
have a
I
foot
don't think
model.
she's going to want to she's definitely going to want to keep it very anonymous. So she won't want her face in it at all.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, we can do it without our face, which is good.
Right.
So I think, like we talked about, I think we go far enough to see like if we can sell something and
Right.
sell anything and then decide like if it's worth it. Because
Yeah.
I get the feeling that if you want it to really make money, you have to really invest yourself as like,
But I think seeing the request, because there'll probably be a dollar sign attached to the request, like for $100 if you do a video of, I can't think of I don't want to think of an example right now, but it would be interesting to know so we can then share with anyone listening who's interested.
there were some listed about like if you just recently got a foot peel or something.
Have you ever done one of those?
Yes. It's very effective and very gross. But apparently that is a niche that people are into.
I don't
So,
like that.
not to get real gross. But
I
yeah,
don't like that.
if you can imagine it in the deep, dark corners of your
It's
mind,
there.
it's there. So yeah, it just depends on how far we want to go with
So I
that.
feel like the research I did was a touch more wholesome. And I was like mostly
Okay.
searching like, what are the most successful feet pictures? And a lot of them were like
Mhm.
feet in nature. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, this is where it's great for, I mean, I live in Colorado, so does my foot model. So like we have
So does my foot model.
mountains right here. We
Ooh,
have
mountain feet.
sand and lakes and reservoirs.
I feel like feet
We
in
have-
like sand or
Yeah,
on
we have
grass. Like
snow
that's gotta be a thing.
that's gonna maybe happen today, but my foot model is out of the country right now. She's in Ireland. I texted her this morning. I was like, "When was your last pedicure?" She goes, "Well, I'm currently in Ireland." I go, "Great, take some Irish feet pictures. Just like
Yes.
throw that foot in a cup of Guinness and take a picture or something." Like, I don't know, but I was like, "Get started while you're there." But
Get started.
anyway, I just so I have access to
Okay.
not only water, sand,
Yeah.
hopefully snow probably well, she's out of town, but we'll get snow again, no problem. But so I was like, okay, that's good. Like that kind of content, easy.
Yes.
We can shoot that easy. So I think I'm just
Yes.
gonna as soon as she gets back from out of town, schedule a
Okay.
pedicure for her and then do like a whole
Get her a little
photo
we'll get her a
shoot.
little shot list.
Yeah, we need a shot list of all the photos we want. So
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
that's the part where I need to keep researching what exactly we want for launching this account.
Yes, so we can work
But
on
then
that
we're gonna have
together.
to create like a TikTok for this account
Well, that's the other thing is they say
and
you
a
need
Facebook.
social media sites to like promote it. And then it's like, but then you're giving it away for free. So I've heard that something you can do is post some of the pictures like kind of blurry.
Yeah.
So you get like an idea of what it looks like, but it's not
Okay.
just like free images, I guess.
Okay.
Or just like teaser images that you're willing to give away for free and you're hoping people will come by the good
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll delve into that.
Yeah. We'll
But
dip
yeah,
our toes
I mean,
into
once
that.
we get to dip our toes into
Yeah.
that. Once we
Dip
get into
someone
like
else's toe.
promoting on social, it's kind of, yeah.
Well, that's why when you were like, what, you were just going to use our pod email address. And I was like, don't do that because then
yeah.
Instagram says like, your friend so-and-so just created an account as this. And it was going to be like, your friend, are we doing
Right.
this pod?
I'm
Just
so
signed
glad
up
you
as-"
reminded me of that. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, trying to keep it anonymous. But
So
I think
anyway.
like from the feedback we've heard, people want to know. Like people really want to know.
know.
Can you make money doing this and
Yeah.
how? And when you sign up for Feet Finder, it was $15. Is that a
It was
one-time fee or
$15
monthly?
to sell for a year.
Okay.
Yeah. It was either $15 for a year or like $5 a month or something. So
Okay,
it was
that's right.
because I remember when we talked about it, we were like, well, obviously,
Yeah.
buy it for a year, which is
We're in
exactly
for
what
a
they
year of
want
feet
you
pics.
to do. So, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, we'll find
Yeah.
out more and yeah, if you thought this was just going to be an easy thing where you snap some pictures of your toes with your iPhone and
Yeah.
make money, you were
That's not
wrong.
Yeah,
You're wrong.
you're wrong. You need
You
a
got to commit
strategy.
yourself. You need
But
a
then, like I
strategy.
said, I'm like, that's annoying because I feel like the reason I want to sell feet pictures is because I don't want to work or like I don't want to
Right.
do
The-
a real job.
I'm here for an easy buck.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
the deal? And they
So I
even
wanted-
they even were promoting under like university. Sorry, it got really sunny. Under university, they were even promoting like also managers, so you can hire like a person to help you manage your
Oh my
online
gosh.
presence. So you can
Like
just
a
focus on
foot guru.
creating content. Yeah. And then
Wow.
this person helps you actually manage all of it. I'm like, who are these full-time foot
Okay.
content creators? I
Yeah.
don't know. Anyway, so yeah,
Oof.
more to
Well,
more to learn on that front.
yeah, more to come. So, yeah, we'll
Yes.
see how that goes.
Yeah, but I don't foresee it being the thing that's going to be like our main income earner here,
I
unless we're
know.
just really want to be committed full time, which I can't
Yeah.
imagine we will
No,
probably
well,
want to be doing that full time.
so like a while back, a friend of mine got into OnlyFans, and at the time she was like, "Hey, do you want to help me with this? I'll give you a cut of what I make if you help me with the like community management, talking to the people." And there's also another, as far as unique content goes, when you do OnlyFans, there's a thing that they can do where basically the talent will judge a photo that's sent to them. If I'm trying to say this without making it
Okay.
so, if you're sent a photo of a body part, you
Yeah.
provide feedback on that photo
Oh,
and
and
get
that's
paid for it.
oh,
And I was like that happens for free all the time, but like you could get paid for it. And so
yeah.
anyway, it was like she was like I don't remember. I think it was like a 10% cut of anything she made if I would help with it. And at the time, I was like, ooh, that could be like fun, easy money. And
Yeah.
then I was like, do I want to look at those pictures all day
Yeah.
or talk to
No.
these men all day? And then I was like,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was like, I think it would just feel weird. And
Yeah.
so I said no. She ends up making like freaking millions.
Really?
So I won't know. I don't know if it's millions, but she made a quick, like in the first, I mean, she had a very large following already before she got into
Oh
this,
my
which is
gosh.
why she was able to do so
Okay.
well. But I mean, like hundreds of thousands within months. And I just
Whoa.
sat there like, I could have made so much money, but I just like think I'd have to like bleach my brain and my eyes every
Yeah.
night. And
There's not
so,
enough wholesome content to
yeah,
to
yeah.
counteract it.
So no regrets, but I
Ugh.
couldn't do it. But
But it's hard
there
not it's
needs to
hard
be
not to
made there. Well, that's our recap on feet pics.
Yes.
So that is our current challenge for both of us. I'm still obviously gonna wait for my fourth denial on Amazon Merch on Demand, but yeah, let's keep researching. Let's make a shot list. Let's
Yeah.
contact our foot model. I'll set up a shoot with her and
Go
get
from
this
there.
started and see what happens. But
Yeah.
for anyone listening, if you have recommendations on what we should add to our shot list for these feet pictures, or if you have been successful in something like this, please give us tips.
Yeah.
Um, and then again, thanks for listening. And I'm so sorry you had to
Absolutely.
hear, I don't know, 25 minutes of feet picture conversation, but hopefully it could lead to some dollars. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. I mean, it doesn't hurt to learn and see what
Right.
happens, and we'll be back to report more. And
Yeah.
yeah, let us know. And again, if you have stuff that you think we should be trying or doing, please
Hmm.
continue to let us know. Send those our way. We have an email address, a Gmail account. You can always email us at arewedoingthispod@gmail.com. You can always message us on social media. You can leave a comment on the podcast itself. It's great. As always, make sure you are following us either on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts, because that'll help make sure that you can stay tuned.
Exactly. All right. Thanks, guys. Sorry about the feet pick combo, and we will talk to you next week.
Until next time.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.